uncharted territory, and everyone has different challenges. People may feel anxious, down, or overwhelmed. For some, these feelings can lead to changes in sleep patterns, an increased use of alcohol or drugs, or withdrawing from the people around them. If you know someone who's having a hard time coping, you can help by reaching out to talk and listen. To learn more about how you can help someone in need, call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-TALK. Brought to you by the state of Washington.
1, 2, get down!
What's up, big and little homies? This is Masvita Maraire, host of Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your one-stop shop for Seattle sports. We cover preps, we cover college, we cover pro, we cover it all. Huskies, Mariners, Seahawks, Garfield, South, Roosevelt, Metro, King County. This is where you want to listen to for all the sports that's happening in Seattle. Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
See a bad. We got the feeling now. Yeah.
R&B, soul, funk, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. We give you all that and more on Star Time. Join me, Paul Pearson, for a 2-hour trip through the history of R&B. A new episode every week on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Come and get the feeling on Star Time on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Metro League high school sports are back.
There's Jordan. Makes a stutter step inside, breaks a tackle. He's off and running. He's going to take it all the way.
Join Rainier Avenue Radio, your home team for Metro League football, basketball, baseball, girls soccer, track and field, bowling, and even more than that. We got you. Watch Metro League high school sports on Rainier Avenue Radio via Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You can listen in right at our website, RainierAvenueRadio.world, or download our app for free to listen and watch. Metro League High School Sports 2021 on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, powered by the Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle, King County for Culture, and the Seattle Mariners.
Would you like to see when your favorite Rainier Avenue Radio show comes on? Check out our show schedule, updated weekly at RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Welcome to Real Estate and Money, a half-hour program on Rainier Avenue Radio.world designed to help you whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, or renter in real estate. Your hosts are two local professionals who will escort you on your journey. Violeta Strash, who has years of media advertising and marketing experience and brings this extensive knowledge to John L. Scott Real Estate and all our clients. And Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with Cardinal Financial with over 28 years of experience. And now here's Violeta and Tina.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Did you have a good birthday weekend?
Oh my gosh, I am still trying to recoup from this birthday weekend. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun.
Oh, fun. Now, I saw some pictures. Yes, you were having fun.
Yeah, those are.
Too bad you live so far away, or I would have joined you.
I know. Then we probably wouldn't have a show today because we would have both been wiped out.
Yeah. Yes, there's that.
Yes, okay. Yes. So everything is going good. So everybody, thank you for joining us today. And we've got a great big hot topic, and the topic is going to be about pets. But before we go into that, let me give you some phone numbers. Our phone number here to reach us is 206-717-4490. Once again, 206-717-4490. And to start everything off, Violeta is going to give us a rundown of the updates for the real estate in your market.
Yes. Okay. In King County, active listings, we have 675 homes currently with an average price of $1,058,000. That's King County. And then sold inventory, 650 homes have been sold at an average price of $1,096,000. Or I should say $1,097,000. Last year, at the same time, the average price sold was at $961,000. So that's an increase of 14%. Wow. Okay, and then we have In Pierce County, currently there are 298 listings out there, an average price of $592,000. Sold 301. Again, a little bit more sold than we have listings, and the average price for those sold homes are at $589,000. Last year was 502, so that's an increase of 17%. Snohomish County, active listings 300, an average price of $709,000. Sold inventory 288, which is selling at an average price of $793,000. Last year, the average price was at $647,000, and that's an increase of, oh my gosh, 23%. Crazy. Still crazy, still a seller's market, and we're continuing to see a lot of activity out there. It's hot, hot, hot.
Yes, yes. It's not slowing down whatsoever. And this has been the theme for the last year, ever since we've had the show. We've been telling you, buy, it's a good market. And these numbers every week just reinforce what we're saying. It's still a very good time to buy. And, people 3 months ago were saying, oh my gosh, I bought this house at $800,000. And now they're like, oh my gosh, Tina, the house is worth, $1 million, 1.1. And it's like, yes, I just made you $300,000.
And on the buyer side, please give me a call, because you need to know how to negotiate those multiple offer deals, navigate through that. And with Tina's help, we can help you get through and get that house you want. So call me.
Yes. Call Violeta and call Tina. Okay. Yes. But now let's reintroduce our topic once again. So when people say your household, what are they referring to? Mom, dad, kids, grandparents, aunties, daughters, and pets.
Yes,
so,
pets.
We have pets. And a lot of people, when they're moving, they sometimes take into account they have pets, and sometimes they do not. So me and Violeta are both experts as pets, are we not?
Yes, we are. Haven't had a pet. There haven't been any breaks between pets for years.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Well, let's take a look at these cute furry guys. Daniel, do you have pictures of our extended family that live with us? Or the kings of our castle, whatever you might want to call it.
Mine is a queen.
And this is Toro. Toro. This is our little dog. He is a miniature rat fox terrier. And he's as big as the size of a chihuahua. But he thinks he's a 200-pound, shepherd or something like that. He has no idea how small he is. But that's our dog, Toro. And he right now is about 6 years old. He'll be 6 years old. He was 6 years old last month.
Oh. Okay.
And
where's my gal? Oh, there's Halo. Not the greatest picture of Halo, but she's an 8-year-old Norwegian elk hound, about a 50-pound type of dog, medium-sized dog. And her best place to hang out at the house was on the deck, her face between the railings and looking at her domain. She had complete control of that backyard. She can run around that yard in, a couple seconds flat. She's very active. And so that's a consideration you need to have when you're looking for a new home for your pet is what's their space, right, Tina?
That's exactly it. And you want to take that into consideration. You may have 3 kids and a husband and then a grandparent. But did you realize you have either 1 dog or 5 dogs? Or let me talk to you about some other pets. There's cats.
And Daniel.
Birds. Yes.
There's Daniel's Linda. How sweet is that?
Gosh, that's a beautiful kitty cat. Oh my God. Look how pretty that cat is.
Daniel, tell us a little bit about Linda. What kind of a cat? You able to talk?
Or you can type it in, Daniel. We'll read it for you, but see, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Very sweet.
Yeah, she's 1 year old.
Oh, she's 1 year
This
old.
baby, a little baby. Oh,
she's beautiful, Daniel. Okay. Well, you know, it's funny because when you see people's pets, then you know a lot more about them. Yes, yes. That is a beautiful, she is beautiful, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you.
But so what we've got, people mostly have dogs. Dogs, percentage of households owning dogs are 38.4% of all households own dogs. 25.4% of all households actually own cats. 2.8% of all households own birds. And a whopping 0.7% of all households actually own horses. Now, these are companion animals: horses, birds, cats, and dogs. So there is a crazy number of people who've got pets. And I know in the apartment world, it's 1 in every 3 people actually have a pet. So when you are thinking about moving, you know, a lot of times you want to look at, of course, how many people are living in the house and who's, you know, what purposes and what hobbies and stuff you may have. But you really must take into account your animal, your pet. And let me give you, if you don't mind, I've got like 5 tips here that you want to consider when buying a house.
Okay.
Okay, number 1, yes, what are the local pet laws? Do they allow for you to have the type of pet you have? Now, some people, believe it or not, have boas. They have snakes. Okay. Some people have got pigs. You know, some people have other exotic animals. Now, that may be good and dandy where you live, but in certain areas, they may not be allowable, such as pit bulls. Are they allowable in your county and in your city? So you want to make sure that you know what the local laws are before you move a pet. Or, you know, if you have a boa constrictor, if you do have a pit bull or another animal that's considered lawfully harmful, before you move, make sure your realtor knows what type of pets you're taking with you. Okay.
For an example on this, locally at Jean Coulon Park at the south end of Lake Lake Washington, I'm sorry. That park does not allow pets. Even on a leash, you cannot walk your pet through the park. So that's, you know, if you're looking at that area at all for any rental or homes to buy, just know that there is a walking trail where the old Spirit of Washington dinner train used to run. They've since taken away that railway line and replaced it with gravel and soon paving most of it for people to walk, stroll, and run, and of course walk your dog on a leash. But Coulon Park, no, can't.
Yeah,
can't there. It's kind of a shame.
Don't be trying to buy a house across the street so you can walk your dog. You find out, I just bought this house, I can't walk my dog. So
Right.
you want to consider that, and then consider that if you do need to walk your dog, what areas will allow for that. And horses. I used to live up in Skyway, near Skyway. A lot of people there own horses.
Oh,
You know, so it was allowable up there. I'm not quite sure if now, but you want to consider that. Now, also yard and fencing. If you do have a German Shepherd that's running around, or if you have like me, even my little dog, he runs off and never comes back. Labradors stay by your feet, by your leg. Labradors never leave you. My dog, gone. So I had to have a fence in my backyard. He chases the rabbits around and stuff like that. But you have to consider, is your yard big enough, and the type of animal you have, are they going to require a yard, or maybe not at all? If you know, of course, if you have a horse or something like that, but if you have a big dog, are they going to need yard, and do they need fencing? What are their laws? If you have a dog, are there any off-leash laws? If they require to be on a leash and you want to let your dog out in the backyard, not fearing they're going to run away, but if you have a leash law, do you have a fence? So you want to think about that.
okay. And about fencing, because we're looking at property either, you know, with a view of the sound or on a golf course. And if you're on the golf course, the course side of your property, in a lot of cases, can't be fenced in. So you got to look at options like, you know, any of those companies that have a retention kind of program, for example, invisible fence, to put that system in place so your dog doesn't wander out onto the golf course. And that's one thing that you have to remember.
Oh yeah, and I had a Labrador for like 18 years. Let me tell you, those Labradors would chase a golf ball. We'll never see that golf ball again. But so you have to consider your dog or your animal or so on. Also, cats and birds or small dogs. I know where I live, there are a lot of hawks in the area, and it is not. And there's eagles in the area. If you live somewhere far, or even bears or coyotes, there's coyotes in my backyard. Yep. If you have a small dog, will your dog get snatched up by a bird? It's happened here in Colorado. A hawk will come down and snatch your little dog, your little puppy. So you want to consider all those things too. So
can we go on? Can we get on a break real quick here?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Daniel.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts, Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with Cardinal Financial. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Yes. So, well, I've heard horror stories how people had their dogs running around outside, their 10-year-old chihuahuas, and some eagle or something swooped out of the sky, and they grabbed the dog. And of course, you're throwing rocks at the bird and stuff. But you have to consider that when you are moving somewhere. Coyotes, that sort of thing. Be very aware of that. Also, if you have like deer or elk in I live in a neighborhood where deer or elk come running up and down the street and stuff. So you want to take that into consideration. Now, is there room for your pets to roam? That's another thing too. Make sure that you don't have, make sure you're in an area, if you do have dogs that need walking every single day, is it a neighborhood in which you can walk? Do they have streets? Do they have sidewalks? Do they have pavements? They have lights at night. So you want to consider that. I mean, if you have a Labrador, you buy a lake or you buy a creek so they can run around and do what they got to do. So you want to consider the neighborhood when you have animals. Right.
In my old neighborhood, we had bears and cougars and bobcats. And if you have a small dog, eagles can come by and take it for a ride. Mm-hmm. So you want to be careful what you has out there.
Because, consider that when you're thinking, I'm going to live by the lake, and the trees and stuff like that. You want to consider the safety of that. Yes. Now, this is a very, very particular situation which I'm dealing with. Does your house have pet-friendly floors? Okay. So if your dog is not yet trained to go inside the house, or basically like my dog doesn't care, you're going to have, no matter how much you train them or beat them or give them food or whatever, they still are a risk for your rug or for your furniture. I have beautiful hickory floor, but everything stains. So I have to make sure my dog makes no mess, not only food, but of course, his occasional accident. My floor will stain, and it's very expensive right now to do a whole hickory floor. So there are some houses out there who've got floors that are waterproof, that are pet proof, as far as proof, everything, scratch proof, whatever, waterproof. You want to consider a house that has that type of flooring. And if the house doesn't have it and you're in love with the house, make sure that you get that flooring in before you move the furniture in and your animals in.
Yes. Because moving in, moving out, you need to, make it look nice. If you have real hardwood floors like we did, you want to refinish it, make it look good. And if you have an animal in there scratching it up, it's not going to look good after a while. So... No. Yeah, the new engineered laminate floors, amazing.
Oh yeah,
really amazing.
Yeah, the vinyls are amazing. Yep. Mm-hmm. Like the background that you have right now with the grand piano.
Yeah,
I have a grand piano, and my dog decided to mark his territory. Okay,
on the piano leg.
Baldwin, 30-year-old piano. Yes, grand piano. And I can't tell you how. I mean, woo! You talk about Volcano Tina. I went off. But, I got these really beautiful wooden barriers that, just that whole section of the house. I've got little wooden barriers that I have. It's like a kid-proof room, a gate or what have you. Mm-hmm. He cannot go to certain areas of the house. He just cannot go. And there's carpet there and everything else. So he just cannot go anymore. And so that's what I've done. But, there's ways to go around it. But some dogs would just go crazy. And, my old dog thinks he's a squirrel. He jumps all over the furniture. The Labradors don't do that. They just cut up and they sit right next to you, But
my dog doesn't do that either.
Yeah, but he's little, so he can get away with different things. He's like a squirrel. He's just all over the place,
Yeah, but baby gates work. Yes, they do.
Yes. But like this is tip number 5. It says make sure that you have a pet-friendly floor plan. So if you do have cats and that sort of thing, cats like to wander. They like to perch. They need to, see things. So you want to get them spots where they can see things, but do understand they're going to climb and everything else. And it's not their fault if they want to climb and run around and go out a window and that sort of thing. And my dog, when he first came here, he was so scared because the house was really big and he was used to a little apartment, when he was growing up. So he actually had anxiety because our house was really big and he couldn't understand stuff. Wow. So not that we went to a pet psychic or anything, but this is what the pet psychic told us. I can't protect this whole house. I got to mark everything. So he marked everything because he wanted everybody to know that he was there taking care of the house.
Yes.
Make sure your pet has a pet-friendly floor plan. They can actually get around, and you may consider doing a doggy door.
Yes.
And now they've got newfangled doggy doors where it is very securely based, so the dogs can come out, but thieves cannot come in.
And they even have them for glass, right?
Yes, they do.
Not just doors. You can have them go through your patio sliding door, for example, your glass doors.
So strongly consider it, because if you're not there for whatever reason, your dog has got to go somewhere, and that's not their fault that they can't get out. So do consider that. Also, can your pet handle stairs? If you have a dog that's aging or a cat that's aging, anytime that needs to get up and down those stairs, should you buy a place with stairs? Some people say, well, the dog can sleep downstairs. And a lot of people say, no, the dog sleeps with me. Consider the stairs. Are they going to be able to go up and down those stairs?
Yeah.
So that's one thing you want to think about too. Now, another thing we want to consider is after we have that pet and we have the floor plan right and everything else, what type of insurance ramification does your particular pet present to your insurance? Now, there are some animals out there, some dogs, for example, that are considered high risk. And if you have a Rottweiler or a pit bull or a dog that is considered dangerous, and I don't know what the list is because I'm not an insurance agent, sometimes your insurance will go up quite drastically because there's a liability should your dog go out there and bite somebody.
Yeah.
So, that's one thing that, realtors and mortgage loan officers, you want to ask, and advise if your pet owner or if your realtor or client says they do have 2 pet bulls, you want to say, hey, we need to check the law and check your insurance, because your insurance could be sky high. You may not qualify for the loan. Okay. Consider your dog. Just like if you have a security plan in a neighborhood that has high risk with crime, that sort of thing. A dog can pose a risk because if they bite somebody, that insurance company is may have to pay part of that claim. So make sure of that. Now, in some situations, a dog can actually offer security in a neighborhood where it is a crime infested or something. Sometimes dogs can pose a better safety risk for yourself, but not necessarily for your insurance bill.
And what about HOAs? There are laws within those areas where you have a home or a condo or even apartments where, the homeowners association want to make sure that, everybody has safety in mind. And if there's been past problems, they'll pass it on to all the homeowners. But check out your HOAs before you go into a neighborhood, and maybe your particular breed of dog is not allowed. You never know.
No. It says here, I'm reading something from off the internet, Home Insurance for Dog Owners. It says that the breed of your dog is a key factor when it comes to determining your homeowner's insurance policy. Many insurers cover muscular canines that can inflict severe harm from one single bite, like Doberman pinchers or even Chow Chows. When it comes to predicting which dogs are the most likely to be aggressive, most preconceptions aren't necessarily true. Now, we're not saying that all pit bulls bite or all Doberman pinchers bite, but if they do bite, there are serious ramifications. Now, you can be tricky and just when the insurance provider asks you if you have any pets, you can say nope, and you could be raising a whole den of Rottweilers or something. You can lie about it, but if somebody comes on your property and they are hurt or harmed in any way, that can be financially devastating to you. So you do want to fess up. If you do have these type of animals, you really do need to disclose that, because if anything happens, it's going to either come out of your pocket or the insurance provider's pocket. So you want to be honest and you want to tell the truth.
So that goes for renters, you know, some kind of they're going to check and see what kind of dog you have. And there are, when I was looking for an apartment, there was a couple places where they actually do a DNA test on your dog's feces. And they have people patrolling the area. And if they find that someone has not picked up, they're going to come after you and fine you as the owner of that dog that, hey, we have your DNA here. This is your dog. Leave behind a little package. And
that's funny, but that's very smart.
It's like, oh my gosh. So beware. There are places like that if you're renting. And if you have investment property, make sure you find out if your renters have a pet, and you make sure you secure, you know, a damage deposit in case something happens while they're at your vacation property. Right.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up. That actually happened to me and my husband. Back in the day, we were just young. I was like maybe 26 years old, and we rented out our house to one of his ex-friends. And so like, we have no pets. We came back 6 months later. They had a kennel. They were breeding and raising Rottweilers.
Oh no.
So of course our neighbors were complaining and all this kind of stuff. And you know, a pet can actually ruin your house if you don't have the right adequate feeding or space for them. They can tear up your floors, tear up your walls. I know when we bought our house the first time, there were scratches of dogs clawing the walls and clawing the doors. A lot of damage. So we got our house like $15,000 less because this particular dog had actually destroyed it. Yeah, they're digging holes in the backyard. You know, a female dog will ruin your lawn if you don't take proper care of it. So the value of your house can be greatly affected by your animal. You either maintain them correctly, or they're going to have a negative effect on your house that you buy. So you wonder why the neighbor's house went for $100,000 more this year, and you can't get a comp. It's because your house is destroyed because of the 5 dogs that you have, and there's hair everywhere.
Oh my gosh!
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So it is very, very important for you, if you do have a pet, to love your pet, because pets do more for us than anything. However, make sure that you maintain it properly and get a house that is proper for the pet in which you own.
And if you're an agent showing a house, make sure, okay, you may be a pet owner and you can't smell it, but trust me, other people coming in to view that property, buyers, they're going to smell a dog smell or a cat urine smell or pet smell. And so you need to deodorize before you start showing. And there are products out there that you can use the day of, but make sure you kind of eliminate that odor beforehand.
Yeah. I tried to sell my house from Seattle when I was here in Colorado. And actually I had one of my girlfriends, I couldn't sell the house for 3 months. And one of my girlfriends who was a stager walked in the house and she said, Tina, it reeks of dog. And I'm like, no way. I just did all the floors like a year ago. I had to rip up all the new carpet in that house because they had one dog they did not disclose to me. It was like $700-800 worth of carpet I had to redo. So if you are a renter, you make sure you do those, what is it called, inspections. And you make sure if you've got a big dog, that cannot be allowed in the house. Don't feel sorry for anybody, because at the end of the day, if they can't take care of their dog, they can't take care of themselves, which is a hazard on your property. And your property value is going to be the victim of all that.
But at the end of the day, make sure your house is safe in the right place for your animal.
Yes.
Right, your pet. So I think we got to get to my promos. Yep. This week, we have Metro League Baseball playoffs today. Today is the 8th. And a Metro League Basketball Championship on Friday, the 11th. Tony Benton, our fearless leader, general station manager, will be reporting live from Tulsa, Oklahoma for the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa Massacre tomorrow, the 9th at 3 p.m. So tune in to that. And the show after us is the encore presentation of R&R Live Jam Session. That's it for today.
Yes. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Okay, bye-bye.
You've been listening to Real Estate and Money with your hosts, Violeta, Strash, and Tina Lombard. For more information, call 206-717-4490. That's 206-717-4490. Go to the Rainier Avenue Radio.world website to find the Real Estate and Money schedule, or tune into our live show every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3. We will help you find your dream home.